everybody. I have been looking forward to this day and dreading it for months now. My name is Maya Palmer. I'm a grade 10 student. I enjoy most classes, and by that I mean lunch is my favorite subject. I love food. Food is just, I consider it a hobby for me because I just strongly enjoy it. I make time to eat food. I just recently figured out that Seattle is not a part of Canada, which was mind-blowing for me because I didn't know that previously, proving that social studies is not my strong suit. I do handball and track and field, that's me. And every once in a while I do a really extreme sport called finish the homework while the teacher collects it. Actually, that's not me, that's a man. I really like to watch court. That's one of my hobbies. A lot of people cry in court, as I've noticed in these paintings. There's a lot of sad people. Court is sad, but it's fun to watch, which is interesting. I've noticed there's 3 types of people in court, and this is not what my TED Talk is about, but I thought I might as well share. And apologies for the quality of the images. They're the best I could get. So there's the lady that just, or the lady or man, or whatever you identify as, who's just genuinely annoyed at everything. There's the sleeping guy. A lot of people sleep in court. Even I sleep while I listen to court. And then there's the guy that actually knows, or the guy or girl who knows what they're doing, which is usually a lawyer. So in preparation for my TED Talk, I was looking up topics on Google, and the top 3 were activism, addiction, and Africa, which I thought was pretty cool. So today I'm giving a TED Talk about Africa. Just kidding. So I've seen TED Talks all of my life. The first one I saw was when I was in like grade 4, I believe, and ever since then I've really sprung at the opportunity to public speak. 2 of my personal favorites are The Power of Vulnerability and The Master Procrastinator. And I relate to both of these because I just wrote this TED Talk like 3 days ago. So I've had since October. I am a massive procrastinator. Oh, what did you do there? Sorry about that. So, in preparation for the TED Talk, I found the 10 TED commandments, which I will go over later. So my number 1 rule, forgot to introduce the topic. That's the first thing you should do, actually. Today I'm giving a TED Talk on how to give a TED Talk. So, welcome to my seminar. I hope you all give TED Talks in the future, or else I will be severely disappointed. The first, number 1, is pick a good topic. A lot of people talk about things they're passionate about, like as you saw Daniel, you seem pretty passionate about public transport and helping the environment. Environmentalism is a huge one. Mental health, sometimes people talk about healthy coping mechanisms. Like what I do, I use guitar and I like to write music when I'm feeling stressed out, especially during exams. Writing a TED Talk, I've actually written a couple songs. I'm nervous about this. You could give a talk about the history of the falling of the Aztec Empire. Literally anything. You could give a TED Talk on how to give a TED Talk. That's why I'm here. You need to get a good night's rest before, okay? I'm functioning on 3 hours of sleep, so I'm an example of what not to do. This is good. This is good. You should be sleeping like this. You should be sleeping like a rock. I can sleep anywhere. If I wanted to, I could lay on this stage and sleep here, but I'm not going to because that would be very strange. This is an example of what you should be doing at night. This was late at night, and I was hanging out with friends and taking pictures, scary pictures. We all look like we're possessed. You need to have a good connection with your audience. So for one, you could interact with your audience. How are you doing today? That's my mom, just kidding. And my siblings. These are our 10 TED Talk commandments, which I'm going to go over each one of them. Some I'm going to focus on more than others. So number one, thou shalt not simply trot out thy usual shitting. I don't know what that means. I'm going to ignore that one. Thou shalt not, or thou shalt dream a great dream, or show forth a wondrous new thing, or share something that was never shared before. Okay, personal secrets, people, they're awesome. Just kidding, don't do that. Thou shalt reveal thy curiosity and thy passion. Thou shalt tell a story. Thou shalt freely comment on the utterance of other speakers for the sake of blessed connections and exquisite controversy. Thou shalt not flaunt thy ego, be humble. Be thou vulnerable. Speak of thy failure as well as thy success. Thou shalt not sell from the stage, neither thy company, thy goods, thy writings, nor thy desperate need for funding. A sponsor would be nice, by the way. Lest thou shalt be cast aside into outer darkness. Thou shalt remember all the while, laughter is a good thing. Thou shalt not read thy speech, like don't do what I'm doing right now. Thou shalt not steal the time of them that follow thee. So according to these, I may be going to TED Talk HE double hockey sticks, but it's okay. So these are the three I'm going to be focusing on first. So, oops. Number one, or number two, I guess. Thou shalt dream a great dream. So for me, my great dream has always been public speaking. I love public speaking. This was me in grade 8. I ran for president of my school with one of my best friends, Kira, and we actually won and were president and vice president of our junior high for 2 years. The second year was not voluntary. It was fun. So we put a lot of work into it. I've done public speaking since I was really young. I was in musical theater for 5 years, so I can act, I can do whatever I want. It's really fun. So one of my big dreams, so thou shalt reveal thy curiosity and thy passion. One of my big dreams is to someday be Prime Minister of Canada. So I'm staying in French class for that sole reason. I've always wanted to be able to do politics or whatever. I'm just passionate about it. Thou shalt not flaunt thy ego. Be thou vulnerable. Speak of thy failure as well as thy success. As you can probably tell, I have had many, many failures in life. Okay, I've been in many failures. For me, success looks a little bit like this. It takes so many tries, and sometimes you don't even hit the bullseye on the last one. I did archery a week ago or so, and I found most of the time I was either hitting the little curtain at the back or hitting the ground in front of me. I don't really know how it worked, but it did. Okay. These are me in action. I call them personal oofs. That was me right as I got sprayed in the rear end by some water. That was a little failure, brain-wise. This is me in California, about 4 years ago, I believe. I have a story about that, but I can always share it after if you'd like to know. I call this face my personal oof face, and I think we've seen it a lot at sports. You see basketball players, they're always like that. So at the beginning of the year, I struggled in high school. My transition was very rough from junior high because I'd always been treated like a little baby, you know. It's okay, Maya, you got a 60, you'll take a retest. In high school, you get a 40, you fail. So those were personal oofs for me. And as said before, success is built up from constant errors. So this is me nearing the end of the year. I've been able to pull up my average. I've been able to do better. So this is an example of what to give your TED Talk on. Thou shalt remember all the while, laughter is a good thing. I love making people laugh, and sometimes I love making myself laugh. Actually, most of the time I do. If you left me alone in a room with a chair, I'd be sitting there looking like a maniac, laughing by myself. Another tip is don't look directly at the camera like this. Don't do that. That will creep your audience out. So, two comedy groups I love and enjoy are Studio C and Dry Bar Comedy. I get a lot of my jokes from them. They're really fun and relatable. Come on. Sometimes we gotta remember, failure can be fun. Okay, if we look at these, a lot of memes are about failures. I am also the reason emergency rooms exist. I've got many stories, as my mom could provide. Failure can be funny. Even giving a TED Talk and maybe you stumble on your words. I've stumbled on my words a lot. I just giggle a little bit and keep going. Failure's funny. Thou shalt freely comment on the utterance of other speakers for the sake of blessed connections and exquisite controversy. So I love Tim Urban's The Master Procrastinator. He is hilarious. I love his little procrastination monkey. I think that's all my brain is made out of because I just don't like doing things ever. I'd much rather eat ice cream and watch 10 scary facts about Elmo on YouTube. It's way more fun than studying. And I also really like The Power of Vulnerability by Brené Brown. So making those connections with people along with your audience is very important. So thou shalt not sell from the stage, neither thy company, thy goods, thy writings, nor thy desperate need for funding, lest thou shalt be cast aside into outer darkness. This is no. That means no. Don't do that, okay? Don't sell. Don't come up here and be like, who wants my shoes? They're on auction. That's a big no-no. Thou shalt not simply trot out thy usual shtick. So I'm pretty sure this means don't use lazy language. Don't trot out thy usual shtick. There's other words for that word, but we're not going to use them. So we're going to use nice language here. We're going to use big words, hyperboles. That's the only word I can think of. Thou shalt not read thy speech, and thou shalt not steal the time of them that follow thee. So on that note, I'm not going to steal any more time. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.